girls is players too. Uh, yeah, yeah, cause girls is players too.
All right, all right. Welcome to the next episode of Girls Are Players Too. I'm the mom,
And I'm the daughter.
and we talk about girls are players too. When you say that, what does that word mean, players?
It means that I'm able to sit at the table with the fellas and talk that talk. I got some good stuff to give too, so I'm a player. I'm a part of
Okay.
this.
All right, so if we gonna talk that talk, let's jump right into. They announced the NFL schedule for this year. Yay! And I mean, I was literally like waiting for the schedule to be released so that I can see like who was playing who, what networks, when, like what matchups, who's playing on Thanksgiving. We
hmm
got Christmas Day games, and I mean, it was so hype. And one of the matchups that was announced early before the release yesterday, last night, were the Cowboys are going to be playing the world champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, on Thursday, September 4th. So the opening night of the season, and we featured the Cowboys and the Eagles, a divisional rival, but the Cowboys,
The
like,
Cowboys. Like, I just want to know who keeps them as America's team or favorite team, or how do they keep getting so much pub? Because against the world champs, there's so many teams they could have put on the game night or starting opening night, and they put the Cowboys.
I
How are
know.
they still America's team?
I know, and we talk about so much of the cliches and the statements that we are lived by from yesteryear is America's team, because they were good. I mean, the Cowboys got Super Bowl wins and whatnot, and they were very
Uh-huh.
relevant. But it's like, why are we still talking about the Cowboys? Like, all things Eagles. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Eagles, they so tight that they literally created a move that is now being questionable and want to be banned, the tush push. And so when they put the Eagles and the Packers schedule, they play on a Monday night game, and it's like they calling it the tush push tilt, and it's like, okay, why is that relevant to the Packers? And because what do they say, snitches get stitches? Like,
Exactly.
the Packers were the team that decided, you know what, when we don't
Yeah.
like it, we don't think this is fair, so we want y'all to review this and see if we can ban it.
Yeah, and it's love Green Bay. It's our home team or what have you, but I hope the Eagles push all around that field because they're whatever helped them or works for them. Like, why the Packers should? We got the Lambeau Leap. We created that. Anybody trying to take that away? Now, granted, it's not on the field, but it's just like let stuff work if it works for other people. So I'm excited for that game too because you have the snitches playing
I mean,
playing against.
everybody, they not really snitches, because it's not like, but they are called. I'm gonna give them the title snitches, because initially it was a team has made it known that they would like to have, during league meetings, to have this tush push reviewed,
hmm
and it was kind of an anonymous thing. And then it was leaked out it was the Packers, so that's why I'm calling them snitches, because it's like, come on now, y'all. If y'all gonna do it, come right out and say it. Like,
Yeah,
what you feel, right?
yeah, yep.
But it's just very interesting. But when you look at the schedule and you see a lot of matchups, I'm in the Seattle area now, so I still gotta cheer for the Seahawks because they're very relevant here.
Uh-huh.
The Seahawks actually have the Saints on their schedule. And shout out to CBS. That game is on CBS. Yay!
Woo.
And so we're super excited but what the hell are the Saints doing? Like, Derek Carr literally retired last week. Like, he literally announced his retirement.
Yeah, I think with quarterbacks, and maybe he might pull a Tom Brady, retire and then come back to another team. But, um, maybe he just didn't know if he was ready to retire. And unfortunately, it came after the draft. So it was like he held up that team. Like, what is he going to do? But I'm keeping the positive thought that, he just wasn't ready last week or 2 weeks ago, and so now he is. But mm,
He held them hostage because they drafted a quarterback. Okay, so they had the ninth pick of the draft. And so obviously the rumor mill at the time was, are they going to draft a quarterback? Because Shador, that was still the hype of Shador Sanders being potential first round. The Saints, obviously, with Derek Carr, wasn't necessarily in need of a quarterback,
right.
but it was definitely a position that they could have enhanced. Now, with their ninth pick, they took an outside tackle, which is always good because you need
Yeah.
linemen, right?
Right.
But then you also their 40th pick, they took a player, Tyler Show from Louisville, I think is how you pronounce his last name. But this dude is 6'5".
Big
Cause
dude.
I'm like, now he's been in college forever, so he's an older player, which is good, But a 6'5" quarterback is a built, but like that's a big dude, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then you think about the Cleveland Browns, on the other hand, who took Dylan Gabriel with the 92nd pick. He went ahead of Shador, and he's like 5'2". Like he's
Little
really,
man.
really short. Right. So they list him at 6 feet tall. Dylan Gabriel, of course, is out here talking about, oh, well, I don't, my size shouldn't matter. Look at my results. And he balled. I give him that. But when you think about that position, the quarterback, Shador is 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco is like 6'5", 6'6". Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Pickett is like 6'2", 6'3". And then you got this little dude. And so it's like, does size really matter in terms of being a quarterback?
It depends. Because for Gabriel, you start to question, like, can you even see over your O line? Okay, you have defenses coming at you, jumping and whatnot, but you also got to fight with your O line to, one of those like get down so I can see type of thing to to make a pass. And Cam Newton was 6'5", 6'6". So the other thing too is, if you are a smaller quarterback, like Russell Wilson was a shorter on the shorter side, but in his prime he was a quicker quarterback, so he had the foot game. I actually haven't seen Gabriel play to know if he has the foot speed to get out, out the pocket and all of that. But it he might be battling, offense and defense to to try to make some plays because he's a young buck.
Well,
So
today's league is there's so much hype around the quarterback, and you still got Aaron Rodgers holding out, not making sure. I don't know if he's still in his Zen phase or if he's meditating somewhere in some cave or wherever he is, but he still has not decided what he's going to do. And like he is pegged to sign with the Steelers, but because Derek Carr retired, they ended up signing some quarterback who was allegedly, well, I don't even know if it's alleged. It could be true. This dude literally was kicked off the team from Iowa State for gambling. So
mm,
it's like, okay, so they signed this renegade, and so what's up with Aaron Rodgers? Like, why won't Kellen Moore, the head coach now for the Saints, why won't you go after him? Like, it was just really weird timing.
mm-hmm.
And but it's always so much of the position, with your Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Shout out to Josh Allen, his fiance Haley Steinfeld. I went to see Sinners, and
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, that's Josh's
That's
girl. Wait,
her.
okay. So it just, that position is so crucial to teams this year. And so I'm just excited. Like we still got 4 months to go before
Right.
the season starts. So but it was just exciting, and we'll continue to hear more about changes throughout the season,
Mhm.
throughout the summer. But as we transition from the NFL, the NBA, we literally, the playoffs, the finals start like June 5th or June
Yeah.
4th or something
Two
like that.
weeks.
So we're almost at the end of the NBA season, and it's just like, it's just crazy how things are happening. So Cleveland Cavaliers, number one seed in the East, they're done. They're going
Gentlemen,
fishing.
sweep.
So they lost 4-1. Golden State Warriors, they're done now. Obviously, Steph got hurt, but they lost 4-1. They're going fishing. And so it's like, shout out to Shea Gilgis Alexander, OKC, the Joker with Denver Nuggets. They play tonight.
Yeah.
OKC is up 3-2, so they trying to close this out. But we still have a we still haven't heard who the MVP is yet. They
Right.
haven't made that decision. So Giannis is still in play. So Giannis is not even in the playoffs anymore. But his name is trending. And I'm like, why is his name trending? What is up with that?
Yeah, Giannis is giving the LeBron effect. Like, y'all won't hear from me until y'all hear from me. And Giannis, like I said a few episodes ago, he is loyal to the court. Even some of his teammates have come out and said, he bleeds green. So we are just on pins and needles because, of course, home team, we want Giannis to stay and build his legacy with our team. Like, where you going? Where
Well,
would you go?
but why is it even a question? He is under contract for
Right.
2 years. Like, so the only thing that can happen is if Giannis wants to be traded,
Right.
because there's no way the Bucks are trading him. But it's like, why is this relevant? So we had the draft lottery on Monday, and the Dallas Mavericks, who completely miffed on their trade this year with Luka Doncic. I mean, the whole state was mad about that,
Yes.
right? And they get Anthony Davis from the Lakers. Anthony Davis gets hurt, so he's can't play sparingly. Kyrie Irving gets hurt, so he's out. So you now have the Dallas Mavericks, who traded away their generational talent, whatever, face of the program organization, and they got the first pick.
Cooper Flag, Cooper Flag, Cooper Flag.
So, it's like, after all of what happened, they get to pick the number one. Like, they get the number one pick. So, of course, everybody's suspecting they're going to pick Cooper Flag. But then, even in that, it was like, they should trade that pick, and Dallas should be trying to get Giannis. It's like, where is
Why?
Giannis going?
Why? Yeah. Where is he going? Because Giannis has cemented himself as a specific type of player. So anywhere he goes, you have to build around Giannis. So it's like, if Giannis goes to Brooklyn or the Mavericks or the Lakers or anywhere within these states of NBA teams, you have to build around him. So it's going to be a reconstruction anyway. Giannis isn't going to go to a team and win a championship. Like, it could happen, but the thing is he won in Milwaukee, like, recently. Okay, 4 years is still recent in my mind. But the thing about that is, it's hard to win a championship. So there is no guarantee if he goes to these other teams that, oh yeah, we got Giannis, so we're sure to win a championship. No, that's not it.
Well, but it's funny because, when you talk about championships and they're saying, well, he wants to win, they are a winning team. The Bucks were the number 2 team in the last 10 years. Their record is right behind Boston for the number of wins every season. Okay. Number 2.
Yep.
They've been to the playoffs 9 years in a row.
Yep.
And they won a championship in 2021. Okay. Now, we haven't had any back-to-back winners since the Golden State Warriors did it,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's like, what do you, when you say that they're not winning? I mean, it's hard to win a championship. So no back to back winners in the past couple years. Jokic, he won in 2023, did not win last year,
No.
and may not even come out of the
Exactly.
playoffs if OKC take care of business tonight. So is he supposed to be traded? Is he supposed to get out? I mean, it's like so ridiculous. And then when shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I really thought that team had it. I thought
Yeah.
they had everything they needed. They
Yep.
talked about their depth. They talked about, I mean, their coach was coach of the year. Evan Mobley was defensive player of the year. But Indiana tore them apart.
Torched them.
And so it's like the best thing that could have happened to the Milwaukee Bucks was for Cleveland to lose, because now it's like Indiana, oh, I can't believe the Bucks lost to them. Indiana beat the number one team in the East
Yep.
4-1.
Yep.
Now, they had some injuries too, right? Injuries still they still matter. But when
Mm-hmm.
you talk about moving a player like Giannis, you to get him, you have to give up
Give
a
up
whole lot.
a whole team.
Because right. So if that's the case, then that means the Bucks are going to be rebuilding. And
Yeah.
so that's why I'm just stuck on this kick of why is this why are we even talking about this? Because the Bucks had what they needed. Now they were a couple injuries away, a couple bigs away, but we ended up getting Jericho Sims. He ended up being a pretty decent big for us. Brooke
Mm-hmm.
Lopez is getting older. Bobby Portis, with his suspension, So there were a lot of things that did happen this year. But when you talk about moving a player like a Giannis, I think about Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant was drafted by the Supersonics, and then that team moved to Oklahoma. So now he's playing with the Thunder and was amazing for them. And then, but because I mean, they got to the conference finals, went to the NBA finals, but because they or conference finals, I'm sorry, because they didn't win, he jumped ship and moved to the Golden State Warriors.
Out of there.
Okay. So
Yep.
now you got this big three, big four, I guess, with Clay, Steph, and Draymond Green. Okay. So of course they're gonna win. Of course, right? Of course. But he goes down with an Achilles injury, and obviously he has to rehab because it took a year to come back. He demands a trade
Yep.
and goes to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out?
Guess who beat them?
The Milwaukee Bucks. That toe was on the line, right?
Hey, hey.
So okay, but he recruits Kyrie, recruits James Harden. So it's like, oh, they about to be balling.
A bus. A bus.
Not one of those players are still in Brooklyn. Okay, and then KD requests a trade, demands a trade, and he goes to Phoenix. Devin Booker, Bradley
Who
Beal,
beat them?
like,
Who beat them? Who beat them?
oh well, we brought the funk against Phoenix when we won the championship. So
Same year.
yes. Now, how's that working out for KD?
It's not.
So just because you say you want to keep saying this, he needs to move, he needs to go, he needs to go. What does that look like? There is no guarantee you're going to win just because you think you've constructed this roster of talent. Cleveland had everything they needed.
Yeah.
Everything they needed, and they could
Yeah.
not win. It's about matchups. You play the same team 6 times. They
Thousand.
know how to figure some stuff out.
Yeah. And you think about, when and Kevin Durant is a perfect storyline for just how that doesn't work, because you go to OKC and it's like, oh, you add KD, they're sure to win. Oh, or Golden State, I'm sorry. You go to Golden State and it's like Golden State had already won
They
without
did.
Kevin Durant.
That's correct.
So now I'm like, is it KD or is it the three that were already here and you just add Kevin Durant? Yeah, now you're for sure going to win. And so bringing it back to Giannis with the Bucks, it's just like in my mind, he's in for 13 years. Like he's been playing for 13 seasons with the same team. You won a championship with that team. I mean, he has murals. He has four kids now here. Like he is grounded and rooted in Milwaukee. And so now I think the conversation should change from, well, he needs more rings first. It's a lot of people in the league who has never won a ring. Like I just think about like, Carmelo Anthony. He's in the Hall of Fame and never won a ring. Like there are tons of
Charles
players who
Barkley.
Charles Barkley, and even he spoke about this. Like building a legacy. Because if you talk about people who's won one ring, like Chauncey Billups or Dirk Nowitzki, they won one ring and Dirk stayed with the Mavericks his entire career. So it's like, why can't Giannis do that? Why can't he just have fun and ball out? And for 9 seasons they made the playoffs. So I can say it's a guarantee that they're going to make the playoffs.
You're
Now,
correct.
winning the championship is a different ball game because for the last 4 years there's been a different team, which for basketball you like to see because now it's like who's gotten better, who's doing what. But Giannis should just want to build his legacy, because you watch all the movies he's done and Rise and all of that, and it's like from where he came from, Milwaukee has don't touch Giannis.
Right.
Like we
They've done
we
right by him. They
yeah,
truly have. And
yeah.
I do feel that we need to surround him with talent because again, Dame is out. He tore his
Hmm.
Achilles. He's had surgery. But the Boston Celtics, they won last year. But
Yep.
a couple years ago, there was this chatter. Oh, they need to break up Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. They need to break them up because they're not winning. They keep getting close, but they're not winning. And they shut all of that down and won. But now Tatum is out. Now, an Achilles takes a while to recover from. So
Absolutely.
similar to Dame, you don't know if he's going to make it back next year or not. But they literally are on the brink of losing, and they were the number 2 team. So it's like
Hmm.
I just want to quiet this, but I know it's like people just don't want Milwaukee to. They're still mad that Milwaukee won. They still talking about, oh, his toe was on the
His
line.
toe.
They were one toe away from not even making it, and it's like, but they did. They
Yeah.
persevered. They won. And throughout all of the changes, the player movements, the trades, the coaching changes, because we've had 3 different coaches in the last 3 years,
Yep.
we still have a legacy player. And I just we're biased because it's our team, but it's like shut the noise,
Yeah.
stop with this. And if I'm Giannis, please listen to this podcast and understand. We
Hi,
understand.
Giannis.
We want you to win. We want you to win. Watching you play is just the highlight of turning on the games to see
Yep.
what Giannis is going to do. You've been an MVP candidate, but you did that because of what Milwaukee has put the situation you've been in. You go somewhere else, you don't know if you're going to be the point forward. You don't know if you're going to be able to set up players and whatnot. And if one of those stars go down with an injury, you don't know what that looks like. So
Right.
I'm just hopeful that, like I said, hopefully he tunes in. The girls are players too, so he can hear from people who have played the game, understand the game, know the game. You don't have to go anywhere.
You
You
don't.
do not have
And
to go
and
anywhere.
two, with Milwaukee being a small market, Gian everybody knows Giannis Antetokounmpo. Everybody. I don't care how small this market is. You know who Giannis is,
They do.
and we have him.
They
So
do.
Giannis, come stay where the love is. We love you.
Well, as we talk about the NBA is coming to an end, that means the W is about to
Women.
get it cracking. And we talked a couple episodes ago about just how it's just so hard to make a WNBA roster. I've seen a couple more players have been waived because it's that
Mm.
time. Season kicks off this weekend. But are you excited about the W starting?
I am excited. And you know what I'm excited about is this continuous chatter around Caitlin Clark. Now, I just want to just say, I am a big fan of basketball, and Caitlin Clark has just evolved. Now, the WNBA has evolved over years. The players that have come in, just the growth of it. But she is evolving this game to the point that they need bigger arenas for people to come to see her play. Now, people can hate on that. Like, why is she getting all this pub? I saw something yesterday that 91% of their games are televised. Y'all can hate all y'all want, but women are on the TV. I don't care. I don't care. And so, to have to play in the stadium where, or the arena where the Pacers play, because people want to see her. Big props to her. But that also means that there are more people seeing the opponents. So it's like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
Now,
don't hate on her on the fact that her talent has the hype around her has generated so much more eyeballs. It benefits you, but it doesn't take
exactly.
anything away from you. And I think that's
Exactly.
what people get so they're frustrated with. It's like, okay, well, we were here before her. And I mean, Cynthia Cooper, when she came into the Houston Comets won like the first 3 years. I mean, they were
Yeah.
good, right? But it was still a new league, wasn't sure, because there was a professional women's team before
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't last because there
Mm-hmm.
was no support behind it. The financial resources were not there. And so for the W to get to the point that they needed players to become, but it's like the evolution of the NBA, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill
Yeah.
Russell, amazing players, Hall of Famers. And then the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the Michael Jordans, and then the LeBron James, the
The
Steph
Kobe's.
Curry. So it's like nobody is taking anything away from the WNBA players from yesteryear. It's just you want to show growth. And
Yeah.
this player came in. I mean, when they had a preseason game back in Iowa, and I give a lot of credit to the W just trying to find ways to be relevant and keep the hype going. So they started going back to play games at some of the locations of their current roster.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like Sabrina Ionescu, they played at Oregon,
Or
So
mm-hmm.
it's like, and so Caitlin Clark, the Fever, had a preseason game at Iowa. It was packed,
Yeah.
they probably sold out. So the Wings, the Dallas Wings, Paige Beckers, because Arike Ogumbawale went to Notre Dame, they actually had a game at Notre Dame. So it's like they're trying to bring all of this together.
Yep.
And I love it and I'm super excited about it, but I don't hate on change,
Mm-mm.
because if we're growing and we're evolving, that is what is necessary to keep the eyeballs on the sport. So I'm super like excited. I don't know like which game I'm excited about more, but we CBS, they have games this year, but to see CBS, ESPN, I know the Ion Network, they had games, like it just to see women's sport, the basketball, the WNBA just take the world by storm.
Yeah.
It's like it's about to go down. It's going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So I'm just excited, because they did the 3v3, that league and all of that. So
Unrivaled,
again,
right?
yeah, so with the growth, like there are things happening. So women in the league, no hate, like all this love is for y'all, because the game is still growing. Okay, you got some bomb rookies that's in. You still got some players in the league that are hoopers. So let's just enjoy what is happening. As the league is continuing to evolve and grow, and we as fans, we're gonna be watching because we have different channels that we can watch on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if it's the Fever or the Liberty or the Fever in the Sky or the Fever in the Wings. I don't know what I'm looking forward to, but I
Or
know
the
it's
Las Vegas Aces. I mean,
or the
Asia
Ace.
Wilson,
Yes,
she's still the reigning MVP, right?
my
And
girl.
she dropped a shoe. Her shoe launched and it sold out.
A1.
My
Mhm.
college roommate, she's like, I think I'm gonna buy her shoes, and I was like, girl, you gonna spend that kind of money for some basketball shoes? We old, but she's like, I think I'm gonna buy them, and she literally was like, they were sold out. So
Yeah,
it's like when you hear that, it's like we're back. So
yeah,
let's get it popping. But when we talk about girls are players too, give us our due. Let us have our shine. This is our time. Power to the woman. And I'm just like so excited to kick this off this year. So this has been a fun discussion. I'm super jazzed because, like I said, NFL is starting, the W is starting, NBA is about to end. But we just always want to have good chatter about things that are topical, things that might be on your mind, and we just appreciate you continuing to tune in. So check us out. Girls are players too. Have a good one.